Happy Wednesday, everybody, and we are one day away from the NFL season, starting tomorrow night with the Cowboys and Eagles. So today, I'm going to be giving you my official season predictions for the 2025-2026 NFL season. All right, so we're going to be kind of just putting the people in their spots, starting with the AFC East. So coming in last place is the Dolphins. Now the Dolphins, their offense is, it's going to be good unless Tua gets hurt, which, wouldn't be surprised if he does. But their offense is going to be good, but their defense, man, their secondary is going to be terrible. And really their whole defense. And I don't think that they're going to be able to score enough points to get over that. Third place, you got the Jets. They're all right. It's the Jets are really never good. They got a new coach now. Second place with 8 wins, actually. I got the Patriots. The Jets and Dolphins will both have probably 7 wins. So they won't make the playoffs, but, it's a big improvement over last year, and I think they had a good draft. I think they had a really good offseason, picking up some sleeper picks to, be a really, really good player, or a pretty good role player on the team. They picked up Stephon Diggs. And I just think this team's going to take a step forward in the right directions with the Mike Vrabel now taking over the head coaching job. So first place is the Bills. I mean, it's the Bills. They're a great team. They're going to win 13 games. They're going to be the 2 seed. But I just really don't see anybody beating the Bills. They're none of these other 3 teams are good enough to beat the Bills. All right, the North, last place. I feel like this is a popular. I feel like this division is kind of easy to rank, really. I got the Browns in last with 4 wins. They just suck. Whatever they got going on over there in their quarterback situation sucks. Their running back's all right. The wide receiver they've got 1 wide receiver, and the rest of them, Cedric Tillman, and they're not very good. Their defense is all right. Third place is Pittsburgh. They're going to win 8 or 9 games. They're not special at all. But, they're a team that can still win games with a good defense and an offense that, it's a little old, but it's good. Rodgers and Metcalf. But after last year, I don't really know what Rodgers could be able to do this year. All right, now coming in second place is Cincinnati, 11-6. I think they're going to have a bounce back year from last year where they did not make the playoffs and had a losing record. They're going to be the 6th seed in the playoffs. But that was a really rough year with injuries and bad defense. And I don't think their defense is going to be good at all this year. I just think Joe Burrow is going to do enough so that they can keep winning games. And I don't think their defense is going to be as bad. And then coming in first is the Ravens. I mean, it's Baltimore. They're probably the best team in football right now. Like, roster-wise, you go up and down their roster, they're probably the best team in football. They're the 1 seed. All right, now we're going to do the North. And in last place, or the South, sorry, is Indianapolis. I mean, Daniel Jones, really? I just don't think this team is going to be a competitive football team this year. I mean, it's really, their offense is all right, I guess. But they're just not going to win games, and their coach is going to get fired. They're going to win 4 games. Tennessee, third place. I think Cam Ward's going to bring them up a little bit, but I don't really think the team's going to be great. I mean, Cam Ward, he can play as well as he wants, but if the defense sucks and most of the team around him sucks, there's not much he can do about that. So I think they're gonna make an improvement. They're gonna be 6-11. They're not gonna come in last like they did last year, and they're not gonna have the first overall pick. Coming in second is Jacksonville. I think Trevor Lawrence, he's gonna have a good year this year. I think so, but I mean that doesn't mean they're gonna make the playoffs. They're gonna win 7 games. He's gonna have a bounce back year, I think, but I just don't think the team's very good. And then in first place, it's gonna be Houston. This is really the only like actually good team in the division, and I think CJ Stroud is gonna. I wouldn't say bounce back because he wasn't really even that bad last year, but I think he's gonna take a step to where he was 2 years ago, and he's gonna be a really good quarterback, I think, and they're gonna win 10 games. AFC East. The Giants are coming in last. 6 wins. My opinion has changed a little bit over the Giants over the last couple of weeks, but their schedule is like when you go through and like when you go and I went and picked through all the games and like the schedule is just so bad. But I see them winning 6 games. I think they can muscle together 5 or 6 wins. Dallas, 9-8. They're Dallas. It's a good team, but they're not that good. Washington, I don't really think they're going to be any better this year, but I also don't think they're going to be any worse. I mean, the team is, for the most part, the same. They didn't really do anything to get significantly better over the offseason, but they didn't really lose anybody to make them significantly worse. And then in first place is, Philly. They're going to be the 2 seed. They're a juggernaut. I think I forgot to do the AFC West, so we'll do that now. They just won a Super Bowl. I mean, what more do you want me to say? Coming in last in the West, we're gonna go back here. I have Las Vegas. Not much to say there. I mean, they suck. They're gonna win 3 games. I think that's the least. No, that's the second worst record I have on here. Third place, LA. They're going to make the playoffs. They're going to be the last seed. They're all right. Their wide receivers their wide receivers always suck. I don't know what it is, but Justin Herbert never gets anyone to throw to. I kind of feel bad for the guy. Second place is Denver. Now, I see a lot of people picking Denver and Kansas City to maybe Denver gets them first. But when I was just going through the games, they both ended up 12-5. But Kansas City still ended up in first place. But I think it's gonna be a competitive division this year, and I think the Chargers have a chance, but I really think it's gonna be the Broncos or the Chiefs. I think the Broncos might be able to take the crown away, but it's the Chiefs. You never know. All right, so North, we got the Bears. This is a very they're going to get 7 wins. I don't know. This division's just it's kind of weird to rank. Minnesota's going to win 8 games. I don't know yet. I don't know about J.J. McCarthy. I don't know. And when you really don't know that much about a quarterback and this is no shade against J.J. McCarthy, but he was never really the center of an offense. He never had to really throw the ball in college. So he could be really good. He could be bad. When he throws the ball, he's good. But can he lead an offense? And I guess we're gonna find that out this year. Second place, I got the Lions. Look, they didn't get better at all. They lost their coordinators. Most importantly, they lost Ben Johnson. That's a big loss. They didn't really get worse, but they lost their coordinators and they didn't get better at all. So they're going in the wrong direction. Well, they're not changing. The Packers are getting better, and you're either getting better or you're getting worse, and the Lions are, I guess, getting worse. So Green Bay's in first place, 11 wins. They're going to be the 3 seed. And then the South. Yeah, I mean, the Saints are the worst team in the league. Two wins, maybe one win. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if they went 0-17. Then I got Carolina. I think Bryce Young's becoming a little overrated going into the season, but I think, they're going to win 7 games. They're not really that great of a team, but second place, Atlanta. Now, I keep picking Atlanta to win the division, but I'm not going to do that this year because I don't think they're going to win the division. And then in first place, Tampa. They're going to win the division again. I don't really think they're going to have a lot of wins, but they're going to be the 4 seed. Now, this division was probably the toughest division to choose. The NFC West. I think this might be... So, with the AFC West is, there's 3 teams that could compete for the division. I could make a theoretical argument that all 4 of these teams could compete for the division. So, in last place, somebody has to come in last. It's Arizona. 8 wins. They're going to take a step forward. They're going to be a better team this year, but the division that they're playing in is brutal. And, that's going to take off division games because they're going to lose some of those games. So, third place, Seattle. Also 8 wins. They really didn't get any better. Like, they got Sam Darnold and they gave away Geno Smith. Like, it's almost the same thing. It's almost the same quarterback situation. Just Sam Darnold had a lot better of a season last year. Second place, I got the Rams, 11-6. And then the 49ers do win the division, and they take the 1 seed. So these are our division winners right here. And my Super Bowl pick for the 2025 season, 2026, is going to be the Ravens and the 49ers. And my winner, the Ravens. The Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl this year. I think Lamar's finally going to get over that hump in the playoffs, and they are going to win, and they're the best team, I think. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I will see you tomorrow for predictions for Week 1. Thank you for watching.